The Elves and the Shoemaker. This book belongs to Uncle Jesse. There was once a shoemaker who, through no fault of his own, had become so poor that he only had enough leather left for one pair of shoes. In the evening he cut out the leather, intending to make it up in the morning. Then he sat down, said his prayers, and lay quietly down to sleep. In the morning he sat down to work, but behold, the pair of shoes was already made, and there they stood upon the table. The poor man was amazed, and took the shoes into his hands to look at them more closely. They were so neatly sewn that not a stitch was out of place, as if they'd been made for a prize. Presently a customer came in, and as he was very pleased with the shoes, he paid more than usual. With the money the shoemaker was now able to buy leather for 2 pairs of shoes. By evening he had his leather shaped out. When he arose the next morning he was ready to work with fresh spirit. But just as before, the shoes were standing finished on his table. He did not wait long for buyers either. 2 men came in, who paid him so well that he bought material for 4 pairs of shoes. Early the next morning he found the 4 pairs finished, and so it continued. What he cut out at the evening was finished in the morning. This went on until the shoemaker was soon a very wealthy man. One evening, when he had cut out the usual quantity, he said to his wife, "How would it be if we stayed up tonight to see who it is that helps us so kindly?" His wife was willing, and lighted a candle. Then they hid themselves behind some clothes hanging in the corner of the room. As soon as it was midnight, 2 little elves came in and sat down on the shoemaker's table. They picked up the cut-out leather and began stitching, sewing, and hammering so swiftly and lightly that Shoemaker could not believe his eyes. They did not stop until the shoes were finished. Then they ran swiftly away. The following morning the wife said, "The little elves have made us rich, and we must show our gratitude. They have very little clothing and must be cold. I will make them a little shirt, coat, vest, and trousers, and knit some stockings for each, and you shall make them each a pair of shoes." The husband agreed, and one evening when all was ready, instead of cut-out leather, they left the presents on the table. Then they hid to watch the results. At midnight the elves came in, skipping about and eager to get to work. When they saw no leather, but the charming little clothes, they were astonished and delighted. They quickly put on their new outfits, and smoothing them down, sang, "Dressed up, happy boys are we, shoemakers we'll no longer be." And so they went on hopping and jumping over the stools and chairs, and at last out the door. They did not come again, but the shoemaker was successful in all he did, and lived happily to the end of his days. The end.